your shows are 30 minutes, you say?
I've been tidying them up, but I'm definitely I'm between 8 and 25.
Okay. What's the ratio of hours of work that goes to 1 hour of content?
Great question. How much time goes into the 8 to 25 minutes the show comes in? 8 to 25. That's where I think I won early on, where everybody was confused. In 06, when I was doing this, in 05, and then February of 06 and into 07, even Yahoo flew me out to like figure me out. They're like, why is your show doing so well? It's 22 minutes long. Everything's supposed to be a minute on the internet, right? I do everything in one take. I've never done a video in my life that I shot twice, ever. And some of them sounded better in my head, and the next day when I talked about it, a keynote sounded way better than the video was, Wine Library TV. Everything is one take. So, we use iMovie for Wine Library TV. Not even Final Cut. I mean, we're ghetto. The lighting, I don't wear a mic, nothing. Sit down, go, boom, and out. I understand that I'm lucky to be improv skilled. When I did Conan, it was the first time I'd ever been on television. We do the skit, it crushes, right? Conan looks at me, he's like, I love that, I'd love to have you back. I'm like, thank you. He's like, so, what are you, a comedian? He thought I was an improv comedian. This is my spiel, my shtick. You know, I get that I have that skill. At the same token, authentic is champion. People like if a bee comes in the shot, or that you stumble on your words. It's real. I mean, I hate when I do taped television. I hate it, because the announcers aren't as sharp. You know, they're like, oh, let's do that again. It's never as good, never. And so I highly recommend not worrying about your sound or your lighting, or if you bumbled up the name, work it in. I'm doing this whole book signing. I can't spell, so I'm doing names, right? And sometimes I mess up people's names. You got to work it in. Then I'll like cross it out and put an arrow and say sorry, dude. And then you're like so much more pumped. It's real.
So 1 hour of content takes how many hours of work?
1 hour.
That's it.
That's it. I mean,
you don't put a lot of preparatory work. Researching. Your stuff's just like that.
my research is me living it. You do what you know best. If you have to go to Wikipedia or read somebody else's crap, that's not what you do. Do what you know, which is why, I'm dying for somebody to become the parenting champion. I want a mom with a flip cam documenting the parenting of her day every day. Her 2 kids. I want to know those kids. I want to buy the T-shirt of Sally and Timmy. I want the whole 9. Like today we went to the mall. Like, what's going on here? It's insanity. These freaking kids. So there's a lot of things to be. There's a lot of niche opportunities out there. There's a lot of opportunities still to be conquered. Yes, sir.
What if you don't know your passion yet? Any advice?
So the question is, what do you do when you don't know your passion yet? Which is really the hardest question I get asked, right? Because I'm not sure how to really answer that totally. The 2 things I've been telling people that seem to be, the one that really sticks with me is pay attention to what media you're consuming. Like, what are you reading and watching? It's probably what you like. Like, one dude was like, I have no idea. So we went into the whole Zen session. I'm like, all right, dude, let's break this down. We got to the fact that he has the Food Network on the entire day in the background. Like, dude, you're such a jerk. Why did we just spend 30 minutes with this? He's like, I do like the food. So think about, and don't be afraid. One of the things I've been thinking about, writing next is a book called Tag Team Champions, right? There are people who just love selling so much. They're just salespeople. And then there's so many people that are amazing at creating content, the artists, that can't sell you crap. So I've been meeting people along this trip, through the last couple of years. I'm like, God, if that kid who knows so much about dogs would have teamed up with that dude who can't put out content to save his life, but boy, can he sell? If they teamed up. So the whole tag team champions idea sounds interesting to me. So there could be the scenario that you don't do both well enough, or you don't want to do both. I've been thinking about creating a social network to team up people. You just walk in, you can only be content and it can only be sales. And it can only be a 2-person team. So I've been thinking about that a little bit. Yeah, I've been thinking about that a little bit. So, yes?
Another another book question. So, given your platform, how come you didn't self-publish this book?
The question is, given my platform, why didn't I ebook this and go direct?
Well, not ebook. No, I mean, why didn't you
Oh, self-publish it. Because HarperCollins has a new division called Harper Studios, and the finances on the back end are very attractive. It's a 50-50 rev share. So that's much greater than a norm. So that was
Amazon?
What's that?
Even with Amazon?
Even with anybody. Okay? So that's exciting, right? Number two, there's still things that they bring to the table that I wanted. Distribution in certain places. They were able to, get distribution in a lot of places where, actually, ironically, I used them strictly to get me meetings. I was obsessed with Hudson News. I wanted them in every airport, right? I knew it was gonna be tight, I knew it was gonna be business. They got me the meeting that maybe I could have, I probably could have, but I don't have unlimited time. I have a lot going on. So just like any other business, it's good to have partners if you feel like what they're bringing to the table. And with that 50% and with the upfront that I got, I felt like it was fair enough for me to go in that direction. And brand perception. I mean, listen, I signed a 7-figure book deal. I wanted that out there.
50-50 is awesome.
It is. It's really awesome. And so, and the Wall Street Journal covered my book signing. Like my book signing the deal. Like, and to a lot of people, that was like, whoa, you can make money by being a personal brand. So I wanted to, and now a food blogger just signed a deal with them 2 days ago. $200,000. So, up front. So there's a lot going on. I really wish people fully understand how not full of crap I am about all this that's going on. It's big. It's big. It's way bigger than the printing press. Serious. It's totally economy game changing. The media controls everything. I mean, in so many ways, every idea you have, how do you think Apple built its brand? I mean, how did Nike do it? I mean, media it's how you've got your thoughts. Your parents got their thoughts from media is powerful. Powerful. Why do you think those communist governments always want to control it? It's the game. Well, the media is about to crumble as we know it. It's going through it now, and wait till you see it in 10 years. When you start thinking about the economic impact of that, it's staggering.
I just watched a kid, 19 years old, fill the Aladdin with an audience singing 2 songs and telling jokes because of YouTube.
Right.
That's awesome. And
right.
I would actually love to do something like that. But that is completely incompatible with my professional life. What do you think, and I'm sure everybody might have, what if your passion might not be something that you can expose to the public and you still expect to have people engage?
That's a phenomenal question. So the question is, what if your passion that you have to go out there and do, that I want you to go out there and do, is not compatible with your professional life, will actually hurt you in your professional life? So you're saying what you want to do, let's say maybe ballet, is not compatible with being a corporate lawyer, that kind of thing? Ironically, if you watch the first 50 episodes of Wine Library TV, that's exactly what happened to me. If you watch the first 50 episodes, I wasn't scared of the camera, I was scared of losing my customers. My job up to that point was handling $25 million worth of business and several handful of customers who basically every year on January 1st would say, all right, Gary, 300,000 bucks, buy a wine for my cellar this year. I was scared crapless for them to go on the internet and find me screaming about Hulk Hogan and Panthro and eating dirt and comparing wine to whatchamacallit bars. So the first 50 episodes, I was kind of like, I need to be careful here, and so I would tell you this. You've got to be smart. I mean, I'm not going to, I feel that if you don't get fired, you do it. Because if you're worried about what people think or how they disrespect you, you can get over that. You can be a big boy. You should create the self-esteem to pull it off, to use it in your favor. My gut feeling is it becomes an advantage. I really do think that. Because you'll find common ground with people. You'll also be brave to a lot of people. There's probably a lot more people like you that also would like to do that about different subject matters. I think there's a lot of pioneering opportunities within that genre, as long as you don't get fired.